Networking and marketing made simple is for you, the business owner that has a product, service, or message that you truly believe in. My name is Scott Aaron, and each week we'll take a behind the scenes look at real world networking and marketing tactics while leveraging LinkedIn to get what you have in front of many more people. Thanks for spending time with me, and let's get started. A big question that I get asked often is, how do I increase my engagement on LinkedIn? Is it the type of content I should post? Is it the time of day at which I post it? Is it the frequency? How often? Once a day, twice a day, 3 times per week? I'm going to break this down in such simplistic terms that anyone watching or listening to this training can skyrocket their engagement on LinkedIn. Now, before we dive into today's training and today's episode, if you would like to get started on LinkedIn the right way, I'm actually going to be hosting a free LinkedIn workshop. It's called the Amateur to Expert 5-day LinkedIn workshop. It is from November 4th to November 8th, so it's in a few weeks. And it's from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, live and recorded. And I'm going to be taking you through over those 5 days, an hour a day, so 5 hours with me. You get a workbook. It's completely free. And I'm going to teach you all the core aspects of what you need to do on LinkedIn. Optimizing your profile, building the right kind of network of connections for client acquisition, messages that you should be sending that create more appointments on your calendar, content that you should create, and also putting it all together with my 20-minute-a-day routine. So if you're watching on social, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, just type the word free, F-R-E-E, in the comments, and I'll send you the link to register. You can also go to the description of this episode to obviously get the registration link from there. If you're listening on the podcast, just go right to the description. The link's right there. You can sign yourself up. It's called the Amateur to Expert in 5 days on LinkedIn workshop. I'm going to teach you all the X, Y's, and Z's of what you need to do. So let's jump into today's topic, which the easiest way to increase your engagement on LinkedIn. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with a specific type of content. This could be a piece of video content. This could be a newsletter edition. This could be an image text post. This could be a poll. This could be a regular article. This could be a slide document. It could be anything. It also has nothing to do with the time of day at which you post this. Sometimes I post at 7:30 in the morning. Sometimes I post at 10 a.m. Sometimes I post at 8 a.m. So it has nothing to do with the time of day at which you post. Also, it's got nothing to do with the day of the week that you choose to post. I post Monday through Saturday. It's got nothing to do with that. What it does have to do with is one thing: asking questions. Now, let me clarify. It is not just about asking poll questions. It's actually about engaging people who engage you in the comments. So traditionally, what people will do is they will ask people to share thoughts, feelings, this, that, or the other in the comments. And, you put a post out there and you may have a couple people comment. And what's the normal thing that people do? They like it, they love it, and they say, thanks for commenting, or thanks for your insight. And it stops there. But what you're missing is you can actually start to create additional comment conversation by following up with another question. So let me give you an example. I did a poll question the other day in a sales group that I'm in. And the question was, what sales tool do you feel is best for every single sales professional to have? And I said CRM, email service provider, lead magnet, other, comment below. And I posted that in 2 sales groups. Both of them, I believe, have gotten over 150 votes. But that's not where the magic actually happened. The magic happened in the comments. And just to kind of, from a visual standpoint, I'm actually going to kind of talk you through what that actually did look like. So just to kind of give you that 10,000 foot view of what I meant by this. So there was a question that I asked, what sales tool do you feel all sales pros need to have for their business? And as I clarified, CRM, lead magnet, email service provider, other, comment below. In the one poll, 77% of the 185 votes were for CRM. But there were also a bunch of comments. Someone wrote, be genuine. So I didn't just say, that's right, thanks so much. I wrote back, I cannot agree more. Being genuine is a huge part of the sales process. Do you have any additional thoughts or advice for some of the newer sales pros in the group? And they responded back. Just enjoy the process. Sales is a relationship. That's all, Scott. And then I wrote back, absolutely. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey we are all on. So just right there, that was 4 comments. Another person wrote, for me, I can find everything I need on the internet. I said, great point. What is your search engine of choice and why? And they wrote back, Google works. Once in a while, I'll use Edge. And I will also use Opera for some things if I don't want clutter. And I wrote back, I haven't heard of Edge or Opera. Definitely going to check those out. Thanks again for your suggestions. 4 more. So another person wrote, good reporting and good databases, as well as needing adjustments in data information without missing details. And I wrote, I absolutely agree. Do you have a favorite tool that you can use for data in regards to business information and details? And they wrote back, not every business has to use software for the best solution for their business needs. During work, do what is working with a lot of different solutions and tools that are available, but mainly focus on how you can follow problems such as tools needed that need to be user-friendly, need to be updated and upgraded, databases to be maintained, proper reporting. And I wrote, thank you for sharing your contribution. So again, it just stimulates even more conversation. So to give you another example, I did a poll question. I'll actually use my example from my newsletter the other day. So I did a newsletter the other day that was about when to block and delete connections on LinkedIn. And someone wrote, for some, this may seem common sense. I believe that it's not important to document and share these insights because not everyone knows the fact. I believe that it is important to document and share these insights because not everyone knows this. The fact that so many on the platform slap you with the pitch right away is evidence enough that many, many people could use a guiding hand in shaping their online relationships. Thank you for writing this and sharing. I wrote, you are so welcome, and there is no place for pitch slapping on LinkedIn. For the newer people on here, any additional words of wisdom or advice on how to make sure you have the right connections in your network? The person wrote back, you're so welcome. Be intentional. I set out to connect with people I have met and look forward to meeting. If you don't have any intention or interest in meeting the person you aren't connecting with, that might be a good decision to revisit. I try not to overthink it, but I don't have any real reason to want to eventually be in the same room with the person. That is a good reason to not connect or decline a request to connect. So again, there were more comments, right? Someone wrote, this is one of the key responsibilities for every account holder on LinkedIn. Those who take no responsibility for their behavior of members in their network risk losing out big time. I wrote back, I cannot agree more. We are not only responsible for our own accounts, we are also responsible for those who we are connected to. Any additional words of wisdom or tips on how to better curate a thriving network on connections on LinkedIn? Simple, Scott. Engage. Get to know your network, same as one would do in real life. And the comments go on and on and on and on. So people always ask me, how do I increase my engagement? Follow up every comment, not only thanking the person for engaging, ask a follow-up question, because then other people will see the responses and they will start to engage with you too. I promise you, if you're consistent with creating content and you have people that engage and you ask them a question in response, you will continue to further that conversation, which draws more engagement, draws more visibility, which means LinkedIn is going to start to show your content to more people. So one final reminder, again, if you're looking to join me for my final free LinkedIn workshop of the year from November 4th to November 8th, 1 to 2 p.m. EDT, live and recorded. It's called the Amateur to Expert on LinkedIn in 5 days workshop. We're going to go over profile optimization, building your network, messaging, content, and my 20-minute-a-day routine. All you have to do is type free in the comments if you're watching on social, or if you're listening on the podcast, just go to the description of this episode to grab the registration link from there. So I hope you found today's episode helpful. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for checking out today's episode. If you could, please support this podcast by hopping over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or any place that you're listening to this. Leave us a rating and review. Let us know what you loved most and what you would like to hear more of. But also, if you would like to learn how to take your business to the next level, whether it's using LinkedIn or working directly with myself and Nancy in our intimate group coaching programs, you can head over to www.thetimetogrowth.com or scottaaron.net to learn more. Thank you again for your support, love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you soon.